Hello everyone, and welcome to an amazing Tuesday afternoon, evening, morning, whatever it is for you in your part of the world. I am ELH, your illustrious game master, black hole enthusiast, and mind flayer. And today we will be, hopefully, finishing Vampire Therapist. And I will admit, there is a bit of sorrow already that, unfortunately, we are coming to an end of the beautiful game that is Vampire Therapist. I said this in Discord, but if you weren't here yesterday, the developer actually stopped by in chat and I went full fanboy mode. And again, it was a very special moment for me because that was the first time that a dev has ever actually stopped by my chat in such a capacity. So I'm very happy today. I'm in a very good mood. And I'm just a little bit sad that we are coming to the end of this phenomenal game. But before we get on with it, let me say hello to Twitch chat and then we'll get started, YouTube. So see you in a second. All right, and welcome back, YouTube. Here we are, and what is probably going to be our final session with Dr. Drayne. We will be trying to go through everybody tonight, but if it ends up being another 3.5-hour stream, well, YouTube, you know what's coming, but Twitch, we're experiencing this in the moment. But let's see what happens.
I sure as heck hope I'm only seeing one client. I don't know how the doc's gonna take the news that I'm leaving, but I'm sure Lord Luridus would love to see the back of me.
I believe Lord Luridus likes to see the back of everyone.
I mean, this is true. Luridus loves Lurid.
He's a real sumbitch, but you can't say he's picky. I should get my distortions picked. Now let's see.
Interesting. So we still are going to be pointing out distortions. Interesting. Yeah, at the very end, where you last left off, Alex, Sam has decided that he will be returning to the States. And Crimson's a vampire now. And I think that's about where you had to drop off yesterday. So this is kind of a victory tour, a victory lap, as it were. But let's see. Let's do disqualifying the positive. Let's do Nosferatu thinking. Let's do always right. And do we take control fallacy or do we take something different? You know what? I'm going to take mind reading, if only because mind reading hasn't really come up a whole lot, and I'm interested to see if we can tag it. Yeah, that's the other thing about Crimson, is she's going with Sam to the United States, and she's going to become a vampire lawyer, which may or may not be the developer's next game. They dropped a hint that the sequel was already plotted, and when vampire lawyer came up in the chat, in game chat, it was italicized. So we think it's going to be the next game, which will be amazing. Also, Techno, welcome on in. You beat everybody else to first. Well done. But let's see what Drayne's got going on.
All right, got my chambers loaded up.
Is that really a phrase, or are you trying to get a reaction out of me?
Yes.
I'm joshing a bit.
To cover up your very real obsession with firearms, I know you by now, Samuel Walls.
Guilty as charged.
I will leave you and your gun in peace. Good luck tonight, Samuel.
I will leave you and your gun in peace. That's a sentence.
Hello, Sam.
Hello, Drayne. How are you doing?
Evening to you, Dr. Drayne. How you been this month? Seems like you had a big breakthrough last time.
Let me adjust the background music just a tad. And that's hopefully a little bit better. All right.
Yes, I think I did. I have been feeling a lot better ever since. Well, you look great. Like a new man.
Mm-hmm. Which, if you don't remember from last time, Drayne and Luridus became one again, and you can kind of see it in his posture. You can see it in his hair, his expression. This is a man who is feeling good. For him, it is a good Tuesday.
Or perhaps the same man, but whole.
Okay, so that, again, we clued in last time that this is a distortion, but we don't have the correct thing to point it out.
Well, you look a lot more at peace than I've ever seen you. Why don't you fill me in on the last month? I can scarcely believe how the last few weeks have gone. I didn't do a single hour of work. I let my scientists do it. They couldn't believe I backed off. They thought I was dead. But you are dead. They don't know that, do they? Regardless, I thought I owed myself a little space. I actually stayed here in Germany the entire time.
Nice.
Really? Here in Leipzig? I went to Berlin. I heard you can do whatever you like there, and no one cares.
I mean, I've never been to Berlin, but sure.
I went clubbing, Sam. I bit mortal necks. I really had quite a nice time.
It certainly sounds like you did.
Yeah, I remember you were a good dancer. Oh, I sometimes danced for several nights in a row. They keep some of these places free from light, so I was free to party day and night. I did end up doing some pharmaceutical research, though the more recreational kind. Sounds like you were living it up. You're keeping safe, I hope. Oh, Sam, I'm 430 years old. I don't have mortal fears. And did Lord Lourdes show up at any point? I dare say he was there the whole time, in some fashion. He's a much more agreeable chap when he's with me, though. Oh, and Sam, something else quite interesting happened.
Go on.
Oh, yeah? What's that? I engaged in coitus.
Wrong time to take a drink. Wrong time to take a drink. Okay, I can breathe. Oh, I mean, yeah, that tracks. Good job, Drayne. Good job. I'm glad for you, buddy.
No shit? Oh, goodness, no. I've got Lord Lourdes under control now. Not to say that it wasn't exciting, though. I was a little nervous at first. I haven't had sex since I died, after all, not counting whatever Lourdes got up to.
Let's just say the doctor was in. 5 points, Caspian. 5 points. Well done.
But riding another human being is like riding a bike, I suppose. It just comes back to you.
Okay, I think we have our first sentence. Riding another human being is like riding a bike. It just comes back to you. That is a sentence.
Well, dang, Doc. I'm just thrilled to hear you're letting yourself live a little. Yes, it's been a satisfying month. I'm headed back to Berlin tonight to meet my paramour again before I fly back to London.
Well, I hope whoever they are, you have a fun time.
So is this some kind of serious thing? Not at all. Having a conversation with him makes me want to yank my hair out, so I just yank his curly locks instead.
Okay, you're into that. I should have known from Lourdes, but okay.
Who the hell are you and what have you done with Dr. Drayne? It's funny, isn't it? I would have been disgusted with this person 6 months ago. Now I find I quite like him, and others seem to as well. Well, maybe this is a good time to give you some bad news then. I'm headed back to America, Doc. I reckon I can do more good there than I can here. Truly? But you're all so repressed there.
Just a little bit.
I guess you'd know, huh? Touché. Well, Sam, I'm sorry to hear that you're leaving, truly. Oh, I ain't gonna leave you high and dry. We can still do our sessions over the internet. It just won't be in person no more. Well, that's all right then. To be honest, I'm not sure I even know what I'd be looking for in therapy now. But then, I didn't know what I was looking for from therapy when I first flew in either. Well, I appreciate your keeping an open scientific mind, Doc. Is there anything you wanted to go over tonight? Honestly, no. I suppose I should snap back to reality at some point and tend to my research, but not now.
That's a should statement. Easy.
Remember, them should statements are what got you to lock up Lord Lourdes in the first place. Think about what you could be doing, or what you want to be doing. It's that intrinsic motivation that'll take you where you want to go. Of course, I'm a vampire now. I'm the master of my own destiny. Attaboy. You got any strategies for what to do if you want to get into that plasma stuff again? If I desire to go down that road, I am surely denying myself my vampiric nature again. Perhaps it is best if we maintain our sessions.
Probably a good idea, because so Drayne is at an interesting point where he's made the breakthrough and he's feeling good, but this is actually a very important reason why you don't just immediately stop therapy once you have a breakthrough, because there's a potential for something else to come up. Now that you've solved one problem, there could be another problem that now has the room to come up to the surface. So I'm glad that Drayne is on board with continuing therapy. Good for him.
I think I know what I want right now, and that's a spot of blood and dance. What do you say, buckaroo? Oh, sure thing, old chap. Come on.
Oh god, Sam's gonna dance again.
My dear Samuel, It is a big night tonight, isn't it?
Oh, yeah? Why's that?
You are breaking the news to Signora d'Este that you are leaving, are you not?
Ah, okay, so these are going to be very quick. We might have been able to finish this yesterday, but oh well.
Against her nature, she has grown very fond of you, my friend.
So I'm wondering if Signora is going to actually give us like a picture of a centaur. Like that would be the ultimate send-off gift from her. What also, Evil Intent, hello. What have you missed so far? We just, checked in with Dr. Drayne and he's doing good. He's having sex. He's having a good time. So we're just kind of doing a victory lap, letting all of our patients know that we're going to be doing things over the internet from now on.
Oh, yeah. Who the heck knows why, right?
Are you fishing for compliments or merely disqualifying the positive once again?
Yes, we are doing both.
Let's say fishing for compliments.
Very well. Samuel, your disarming charm and compassion undoubtedly make you an attractive vampire to our kind. Somehow, at a young age, you possess a natural wisdom that...
Okay, I was really disqualifying the positive again.
You are so easy to embarrass as well, which has its own charm. Very well, Samuel. I will leave you to your dark business. Good luck with Signora d'Este, my friend.
I wonder how she's going to take the news. And we've found out that there's not a whole lot here that we need to take, but we'll just take the usual. Take disqualifying, labeling, nos thinking, and why don't we take let's take mind reading. Why not?
All right, got what I need. Here comes the good lady herself. Evening, Senora. It's good to see you.
I am pleased to see you as well. You have been on my mind of late.
Did you paint me as a centaur?
Oh, why's that?
I wished to apologize for my behavior during our last session.
Well, that's mighty kind of you.
I let my monstrous side come out, and I addressed you in ways most unseemly. You have been kind to me and did not deserve this treatment.
Oh, think nothing of it, Senora. Therapy's kind of the place for them big emotions to come out, ain't it? I didn't take it personally.
Oh, but you should, Sam. I called you some terrible names. I disrespected you. You should be quite angry with me.
So that would have been emotional reasoning or mind reading, but we didn't take... Or no, we did have mind reading, so it's not mind reading. Interesting.
All truth. I'm glad you let yourself get properly worked up.
Yes, that is exactly the problem. I allowed it. I allowed myself to insult a man who was being kind and patient with me. I lost control. I should not be so careless.
Well, let's see. It's not labeling. Is losing control... Because this is a should statement. So the question is this a control fallacy or nos thinking? I'm going to try control to start off and see what happens.
I don't expect you to always be in control, Senora. Like we've been saying since you walked in, you gotta have some compassion for yourself when you do lose that control. No one's saying you should always be in control. I think you're a superhuman, Senora, but you ain't superhuman.
You are, of course, correct. I fear I shall always have this tendency. But I am becoming more aware of it, thanks to your guidance.
That's the absolute best we can expect of ourselves. We ain't never gonna be perfect. Being self-aware is the closest we're gonna get. I ain't surprised at all you're making a ton of progress, Senora. You're a lady who likes to do things properly.
But let us say, not perfectly.
Fair.
Exactly, you're getting it. I ain't worried about you, Senora. How have the last few weeks gone? Have you done any more art?
Please tell me she's drawn a new centaur.
A little. It can be a little frustrating for me to paint when I am so unpracticed. I think I have always been better at recognizing and cultivating talent in others. The problem has always been that my artist cannot stand dealing with me. Poor Leonardo used to tremble whenever I said his name. I would like to try being a more patient benefactor.
So, no joke, like, the best thing you can do for an artist is also hello gray matter. The best thing you can do for an artist is give them space and give them time. And this is something that especially newer commissioners of art tend to fall into. it's okay if your artist pushes back the deadline once or twice and they're dealing with stuff, but sometimes newer commissioners are like, hey, it's been 2 weeks, hey, it's been 3 weeks, hey, it's been 4 weeks, and you're badgering your artist, and that's just making their situation worse. And don't get me wrong, there are some times where the artist doesn't do any work and you have to actually go through the refund process. But like 8 or 9 times out of 10, just give your artist time and space and support, and they'll do whatever it is you want them to do.
I think that's a fantastic idea, Senora. Maybe the next great masters are out there waiting to be discovered.
Yes, that is my thinking. There will always be rise of the spacewalkers. But I can complain about the state of art today, or I can do something about it.
So, what do we think Isabella's going to bring to the theater next? What are we thinking? Because it's not going to be Rise of the Spacewalkers, that's for sure.
See, now that's a great direction for your frustration. Don't let them folks be the only ones making art.
Mm-hmm.
That is my thinking exactly. I'm starting a foundation for the arts, specifically for talented, living women.
Interesting. So she is, she's founding a foundation for talented women. That's very cool. Good job, Isabella.
I aim to spend about €1 billion each year. I believe that should be enough to create art worthy of attention.
Dang, you've got deep coffers.
$1 billion a year? Where'd you get that kind of money?
My children's children intermingled with the Habsburgs and Medicis. My dynasty is full of blood-sucking investment bankers I can exploit.
Ah. Well, nobody has a problem with that.
Oh, you mean they're vampires?
No, they're just regular bankers.
No, they're just mortal leeches. But they will do what they are told.
What about them artists you're funding? Are they gonna do what they're told?
I shall not hobble them, as I hobbled the great masters. I will let them share their own dreams.
Good on you, Isabella.
But they must be dreams. I will not fund a rise of the spacewalker.
Oh, that's probably how she's going to filter artists who want to come to this foundation. Be like, please draw me a science fiction piece. And if anybody draws Star Wars, Isabella kicks him to the curb. Like, no, get out. Poof.
Seems like you got a good game plan, Senora. This sounds like a real touchdown.
What on earth are you talking about?
American football. Mm-hmm.
Oh, never mind. Just saying, seems like you're on a good path, Senora. Maybe this is a good time to tell you I've got some news too.
And here's where he drops the bombshell. As someone who gets paid for GMing, that's something I've seen my players actively do. They have made certain to keep me super enthusiastic about their games. Mm-hmm. Yeah, these are good things to keep your game master, your artist, your writer. You just gotta give them a little support. These are not the patrons you're looking for. Whoosh. Now I need to go rewatch Skywalker. Don't. Trust me. Save your 2 and some odd hours. Don't. Just don't, Dusk Harder. Just don't.
I'm going back home soon. To America.
Why would you ever want to go back there? Are you trying to get away from me?
No, but we didn't take the right distortion, unfortunately.
No, it ain't nothing like that. I've got my own reasons. Stuff at home that's waiting for me.
I know I can be a little intimidating sometimes.
It's not you, Isabella.
It doesn't have anything to do with you, Senora. It doesn't mean we have to stop doing our sessions. We'll just have to use some of them internet video chat things.
But I do not know how to use such things. Can't you stay here?
No can do, Senora. Besides, you gotta admit, I don't exactly fit in here in Europe.
Perhaps we need more men like you.
Oh, well, trust me, Senora. I ain't that special. I got my problems just like anyone.
Disqualifying the positive.
The popes of my time would have hated you, dear Sam. They would feel naked before you. I suppose if you must go, then you must go. Will you at least teach me how to do a video call before you leave?
You got it. You got it.
We can take a little time now if you're willing.
I would like that. Very much.
Come on, Senora. I'll show you how it's done.
I love this little victory lap we're doing.
Samuel, my dear, so lovely to see you. How are you feeling this evening?
I'm feeling great. What in the world is Eddie gonna come in as? Is he gonna come in as the clown again?
Oh, all right. A little nervous, I suppose.
About Edmund?
Yeah, he didn't seem to be doing too well last time. Feel for the guy.
You had empathy and compassion for him when not many would. If you continue this approach, I am certain that all will turn out for the best.
I ain't so sure, I gotta admit. Maybe Eddie would have been happier living the lie.
I don't think he would have, Sam.
In the short term, I believe you are correct. Inertia is always the easiest option. But inertia can also lead to a certain decay of spirit. Edmund, as you so astutely pointed out, has time to grow as a human. He will find his joys once more.
I sure hope you're right, Andy. I don't think I'm gonna see the same Edmund tonight, though.
It sounds as though you have difficult work ahead tonight. I wish you the best of luck, Samuel. Choose your distortions well.
All right. Well, we're gonna take the easy ones. We're gonna take disqualifying the positive, labeling, nos thinking, and let's take should statements. Very easy, nothing amazing, just simple distortions.
Locked and loaded, boss.
Do you plan to engage in therapy with Edmund or fill him with holes?
Every time, Andy.
I was planning on therapy.
Then try not to refer to cognitive distortions as ballistic weaponry, my friend.
All right, fair.
Sorry about that. Thanks, Andy.
I'm teasing you, Samuel. Do have a good session.
Howdy, Eddie. It's good to see you.
Oh, interesting. He's in his usual theater getup.
Is it? Can it be good to see me if you do not know who I am?
All right. He's already espresso depresso.
Eddie, whoever it is that's sitting in front of me, it's good to see him.
Well, I'm glad you think so.
You're not feeling too good, are you?
Not very. I've spent much of the last weeks in bed, in silence, pondering the only question that matters.
Also, hello, Jedi Prime. Listen, Eddie, if your question is, should I perform Rise of the Spacewalkers? Don't, because I have another client who might actually kill you for real this time if you perform Star Wars. So maybe don't do that.
And what question is that, Eddie?
To be or not to be?
That is the question.
I've said the lines so often, but I never understood them. They were just pretty sounds I used to make the people cheer. I said them with conviction, with emotion, or simulacra of such, and so full of sound and fury, yet in the end, signifying nothing. Now I know that the answer is not so simple. To be, indeed, or not to be.
Well, maybe you can walk me through it, Eddie. I never was much of a theater guy.
Of course. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing, end them. This part is simple enough. Do we accept our troubles as they are, or do we take the effort to address them? The bard continues with some more pretty speech, and then that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others we know not of. I have borne those ills of my own making. My undiscovered country is the true Edmund Keene. Who is he? To be or not to be, indeed. I have feared that undiscovered country with all my still heart, and now I have arrived there, not to be. Where is the place upon this cursed orb that was made for Edmund Keene?
Interesting. So is this personalization or is this nos thinking? Where is the place upon this cursed orb that was made for Edmund Keene? Because it is kind of black and white thinking. Let's try nos, but... Alright, hold on. Let's check the examples for personalization. Hold on. Personalization. People are actually get it. External events. See, I don't think it's because the key distinguishing factor is external events and feeding that in, but see, chat thinks it's personalization. Tell you what, we'll try it, and if it's wrong, it's Nos thinking.
That sounds really heavy, Eddie, but I want to help you with a little perspective. This idea that there's a place made for you ain't true.
Also, Shira Luffy, hello.
You gotta make that place. There ain't no cast list with roles to be filled. You gotta make your own role.
Perhaps I have taken all the world's a stage a bit far.
A bit far.
Well, maybe a little. You're a clever fella, Eddie, and you're still a human being. You're just dealing with a lot right now. Give yourself some compassion. It ain't easy starting over after 200-some years. I'm proud of you for soldiering on, hombre.
I do not understand why. What does the world need of me? All I have ever done is play the clown upon the stage. I am as unnecessary a man as ever there was one.
So that sounds like disqualifying the positive.
Eddie, you're disqualifying the positive about your time on the stage. You changed things up. You came in like a wild stallion and said, I ain't gonna do things your way. There's another word for change, compadre, and that's growth. Don't deny yourself that victory. And now you're changing, and that already puts you ahead of most folk. You could keep playing that character of yours for another 200 years, but you decided, no, I ain't gonna do that. You're a rebel, man.
You are kind, and I suppose it is true that facing the slings and arrows of righteous fortune is a virtue in itself. But the future is now all undiscovered country, and it will be a hard land to navigate for a swaddling babe such as I.
Well, that's why you're gonna stay in therapy, buddy.
I can scarcely crawl, but at least I have you to help me.
Yeah, about that.
About that, Eddie.
Oh dear.
I'm heading back to America, Eddie. I've got growing and changing to do myself, but we can still do our sessions over video call.
Oh no! Oh no, you cannot leave, you must not! I will be all alone! The mortals wait for me to stumble, and when I do, they will fill my mouth with garlic and cut off my head!
I think this is personalization again, but it's also Nos thinking. So let's do personalization and then Nos thinking.
Eddie, come on, you're going from thinking the world's waiting for you to get on stage to waiting to destroy you. But the good news is, just like they ain't waiting for your triumphant return, they ain't waiting to kill you neither. You'll be fine, Eddie. Nobody's chasing you down.
Oh, my dear man, you must not go! You cannot do this to me! You cannot turn me into a shell of a vampire and then abandon me!
So, is it personalization again? Like, I feel for Eddie, don't get me wrong, but... Hold on. Yeah, let's try personalization again.
What makes you think I'm doing this to you, Eddie? I've got my own concerns that don't have anything to do with you. I'm going back to the U.S. for myself. Now I know you're coming from a vulnerable place and all, but I'm making this change for me, and you've got to accept that.
I know. I'm sorry. Just don't leave me, please. I could come with you. I could go to America. Yes, a fresh start. I know America. I performed in Canada and in New York City.
Well, Eddie, I ain't much of a city slicker. I'm headed west.
I could move in with you. We could be roommates.
Gotta set boundaries, Eddie. We're gonna pick the second no for, we're just gonna pick the second no.
Eddie, no, that ain't gonna happen. Look, I think there's something to what you're saying about that fresh start. But my role in your unlife is as your therapist. We gotta stick to them boundaries. Now, I'm happy to meet with you as your therapist, but you gotta be content with that, all right?
Yes. Of course. Yes, well then, that's settled. I'm going to America. I shall go home and pack my things immediately.
Now take your time, Eddie. I need a little more time to wrap up here. I'll let you know what my schedule looks like over Vmail. Now, you gonna be okay?
Yes. The idea of a new start is rather exciting. I have something to look forward to.
All right, Eddie. I'll talk to you soon then.
Of course, yes. Oh, My country. My country, 'tis of the sweet land of liberty.
Eddie, we're vampires. We don't have countries. Don't go trading one problematic identity for another.
Yes, of course. Well, goodbye, Sam.
That actually ended better than I could have hoped.
Adios, muchacho.
Well, a new companion, is it, Samuel?
It ain't like that, Andy.
I know. I am very pleased with you. You maintained your boundaries well and gave Edmund a lifeline. Well, an unlifeline. You are the future of vampire therapy, my friend.
Oh, shucks. I'll settle for the present.
Then the present is a fortuitous one. I believe you are owed a drink.
Oh, yeah. After that, I sure as hell need one.
Then go downstairs and enjoy yourself. You shall soon say goodbye to your last client. Enjoy Crimson's best while you can. Rest in peace, dear Samuel.
All right, are we going to go downstairs, or are we going to do straight into Meddy? We're going straight into Meddy.
Greetings to you, my dear Samuel. It is, as always, a pleasure to see your face.
Oh, thanks, Andy. You got a nice face, too.
Why, thank you. It has served me well. I suppose tonight's meeting is bittersweet. You are saying goodbye to your last client, yes?
No, you're not wrong, Gray Matter. I'm very much... I mean, let's just use bittersweet again. It's a very bittersweet feeling I'm feeling right now.
Yeah, that's right. Meddy should be showing up anytime.
I would like to give you something then, before she arrives.
What are you giving us?
Thanks, I guess. What is this? A piece of wood?
From a barrel. One that once contained a naked man whose wisdom I was not ready to appreciate.
Wait a second. Naked philosopher, that's Greek, I think. Is it Dionysus? Was Dionysus the one who lived naked in a barrel? I think it was Dionysus. If Peter was here, he'd know. I want to say this is Dionysus based on what it's reading, but who knows?
His name was Diogenes.
Diogenes.
He would scream at people as they passed by, telling them to break out of the realities they were so comfortable in.
So I was close. It was Dio something. Alright, so Diogenes.
He questioned Athenian society, no matter how sacred, and emphasized the return to the beauty of nature. He saw somehow through the constructed reality we have all created and understood the miracle of the individual. You, my friend, through your rebirth and death, your travels in the wilds, remind me so much of the man. Thus, I give this part of the barrel he lived in to you.
Wow. Dang, well, thank you, Andy. What's it say, though? Some great insight about what it means to be human?
It says Diogenes was here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all the same, I love it. Thank you, Andy.
It could have no greater honor. Now then, I will leave you to tend to your client.
Alright, so Meddy also was going to have a fresh start where we last left her off. So let's see what she's got going on. Again, we're just going to take the very easy ones. We'll take disqualifying. We'll take... Oh boy. We'll take should. We'll take control. And then maybe mind reading. Because she does a fair amount of that. Alright, yeah. I'm happy with that. Let's see what happens.
Got my ammo at the ready.
We really need to talk about this gun stuff sometime. Whatever this thing is, it is very old.
Yeah, I know. We'll get to it, I'm sure.
Do not worry about it for now. Please take a moment. She comes.
Hello, little mouse.
Okay, hold up. Pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. Why are you dressed like a Lord of the Rings character? Are you... Is this your new persona? Are you living in the woods again? What's going on here, Meddy?
Oh, hello, Meddy. Interesting clothing you're wearing tonight. Have you been?
That's right, we did tell her to make clothes, so this is what she made.
How have I been? Or rather, who have I been?
Sure, how about who have you been?
I've been a halfling druid.
She plays D&D. We got her, boys. We got her. She plays D&D now. We got her.
You've lost me.
That's all right, sweet cowboy manling. I've had ever so much fun as a halfling druid. My name is Bulgo Fraggykins, a halfling of Tuckland. When I was a child, I saved a tree from being burned by a group of nasty orcs. The trees gave me magical druidic powers, which I now use to cleanse the land of evildoers.
I love this for her. Like, no joke, if it's LARP or if it's actually D&D, whatever it is, I love it for her.
Hold on, is this a thing that actually happened? I know you're real old and things were different back in your time.
What are you talking about, my sweet? It's happening right now. Me and my companions, we're a fellowship on a noble quest.
We gotta go through all these. Hold on, we gotta go through all these.
What's this noble quest you're talking about?
Well, in the city of Balin's castle, there's a philanthropist mage named Durgan the Munificent, who keeps the people happy and content.
But
my fellowship and I have discovered that he's actually a warlock serving An Calgon the Clean, an ancient dragon who seeks to purify the land of all mortals. Durgan is cutting down trees throughout the realm, which upsets me very much as a druid. We're going to defeat him, face An Calgon, and save the land from certain doom.
Okay.
yeah, what's up with Bulgo as a name?
You said your name is Bulgo now, not Meddy?
That's right. My name is Bulgo Fraggykins of House Fraggykins. My family produces the finest pipeweed, Fraggykin Kush, but they're always burning leaves to get high.
Fraggykin. Okay, I'm not gonna touch that one.
They don't approve of my becoming a druid, so I have to leave home and live in the woods. Well, that is, until the trees started to disappear.
So, I gotta call you Bulgo from now on?
That is my name.
Well, alright then, Bulgo.
What does a druid do?
Hey, you never told me you were a druid. I know them types were all over Ireland back in your time, right?
A druid is a servant of nature. We protect all things that grow from the forces of evil who aim to corrupt them. In return, nature gives us certain magical powers. I, for instance, can turn into a squirrel and a wolf.
Well, dang. Seems like there's a lot about the world I don't know. But then I'm only 200-some years old.
And you're very silly.
That too.
Yeah, please clarify, because either this is very healthy for you or very unhealthy.
Okay, I gotta admit, I have no freaking clue what the hell you're talking about, Meddy, or Bulgo. Are you doing all right?
I'm LARPing, silly.
Okay, she's LARPing. Alright, so it is a LARP. Okay.
I don't know what that is.
Live action role playing. My friends and I get dressed up and we pretend to go on grand adventures.
Okay, it's healthy. We're good. We still got her. We're good.
Your friends? Who are your friends, Bulgo?
I did what you suggested. I emailed all my friends from the web ring, and they were very happy to hear from me. Some of them live in Ireland, so we decided to get together and play games. It's been ever so much fun. They're all mortals, but they love that I'm a real vampire. They share their blood with me as part of our role-playing. It's how I summon up enough magic to turn into a squirrel.
That's incredible. I'm so happy to hear that, Bulgo. You got blood, you got friends, and what about the algorithm?
My friends and I performed a mystic nature ritual to clear my mind.
Did you have sex with them without killing them? Because for you, that would be a major milestone.
Nature provides what I need, not hyper-intelligent monsters. The algorithm only wants boring things anyway. I close my glitch and only zealots accounts. I like my IRL friends better.
She closed because she was going to keep her only zealots, but she closed both accounts. Good for you, Bulgo, or Meddy, or whatever we're calling you now. Good job.
And how do you feel?
I feel happy. You were quite right. There are kind mortals. My friends have lots of mortal problems, but I have lots of money, so they don't need to worry about mortal things.
That sounds like a pretty decent exchange, Bulgo. Sounds like you're in a pretty good place, huh?
Well, almost. I have one problem that plagues me.
Okay.
What is it?
Orcs. I hate them.
Orcs.
Orcs. They're all awful. They cut down trees for fun, they're always saying dirty words, and they like to kick halflings.
I feel like that's overgeneralization.
Now, come on. I haven't met any orcs, but I know you haven't met all of them. You don't know their stories. Maybe they're that way because they were raised in troubled households and they don't know any better. Maybe some of them act that way because that's what you expect. Show a little compassion, the same as you'd show for yourself, and maybe them orcs will surprise you.
Who doesn't like to kick halflings? Listen. I can't actually say what I want to say, but we're just
But
going
the
to
rule
move on.
book says all orcs are evil.
Since when do you follow a rule book, Bulgo?
Perhaps you're right, little mouse. I have been a bit harsh on the orcs. I shall be kinder from now on.
Good job, Bulgo.
You do that. I gotta share some news with you, though. I'm heading back to America. I've got my own orcs to deal with. Of course, we can keep doing our sessions over video chat. The time zones are a little rough, but I can talk just before dawn.
Oh, that's all right, little mouse. I would rather not do a lot of computer things. And I'm feeling much better now.
Are you sure? I'm happy to talk, and I don't want you to think you're all alone.
Little whisker face, don't worry about me. I have what I need now.
Well, if you're sure, if you ever need me, just send me a V-mail, okay? That ain't no social network, more of a digital Pony Express.
Perhaps I can tell you about my adventures and how I will exact my bloody revenge on Durgan the Betrayer.
Please do.
I'd love to hear all about your adventures, Bulgo. I guess this is goodbye then, huh?
Yup.
Nay, 'tis not a goodbye, but a farewell, sir. And may the light of Malone shine upon your path. Walk with nature.
Well, I hesitate to say any client is ever cured of cognitive distortions, but perhaps Bulgo is.
Yeah, I wonder. She's been pretty free of all this human society stuff for a while. Maybe she knows better than any of us.
I mean, she's way older. I mean, she's around Andy's age, so yeah.
Perhaps. The Dark Angel Raziel ensnared even her, however, so we should be aware of his influence. Well, that was your last client. I suppose you are now free to leave whenever you like.
Oh, I ain't no rush, Andy. I'm still dealing with the cruise line to get some space for my coffin. I'll be here a little while yet.
Then I shall endeavor to enjoy your company a while longer. Come, Samuel. The nights grow long. Let us enjoy ourselves.
So are we going to have a final scene here, or is this the last Sam therapy? What's this going to be?
Hey, Crimson, you seen Andy? I wanted to have a chat with him before we leave.
He slept in tonight. We had a long night yesterday. Had to say our goodbyes, too. Poor guy acts like everything happens for a reason, and he's got to accept it. He was a little quiet. Why don't you check his office?
I'll do that. Thanks, Crimson. Andy, you around? Crimson said you were acting a little strange. Andy? Dang it, where the heck is that guy? Oh, he left the window open. It's freezing in here. I'll go close it. Ain't like Andy to be like this. Where the hell's he hiding when it's almost morning anyway? Wait a minute. Oh shit, there he is. I don't got time to pick my distortions. I'll just have to use the ones I know best.
Okay. This is it. The final boss. We're not going to have help here, I don't think. Here we go.
Andy, what the hell are you doing out here? The sun's coming up.
I did not intend for you to find me, Samuel. I had said my goodbyes already.
What are you talking about, Andy? There's no need to be thinking like this. Come on inside and we can talk.
Do not fear for me, dear Samuel. I do not leave out of despair. There is no distortion. This is simply a choice that I have decided to make.
How can you say that?
Samuel, I have walked this earth for more than 3,000 years. I have watched civilizations rise and fall, I have witnessed horrors and wonders you could not comprehend. I have been hated, and I have been loved. And I have hated and loved. I am a creature of myth, Samuel. A fragment of another age. My time passed long ago.
Labeling.
Andy, these things are only true from your own perspective. You're doing some labeling and you know it. I know you ain't a mythological being. That's a cognitive distortion.
My friend, it is not. This is a world of computers, of technology. But I was here before the name Jesus Christ ever existed. I was here before civilization. It is not labeling to say that I am from another time, and indeed older than most myths. This distortion does not apply to me.
Well, who cares about that, Andy? I think it's great that you got all this experience. You got perspectives most of us couldn't dream of having.
But Samuel, my perspectives are alien. The humanity I was born into is not the humanity of the modern world. My value is like that of a history book, and the perspectives I have, while well-earned, are of their time. Do not look to me for answers.
Disqualify Andy, no.
Andy, now you're disqualifying the positive. You compare yourself to a history book, but history books don't talk. They don't reason.
Of course, my friend. But I do not disqualify the positive, not in the slightest. I merely ask you, and indeed humanity, to look to itself for answers. This is not a cognitive distortion. My dear Samuel, you give me such hope. That is why I must leave this earth to you, and those you will help cultivate and grow. I have had my place in this world for a very long time. I have done much good, and I have committed great evils. These things I accept. But it is time for me to stop having an influence on this world.
No.
When you told me that Heinrich Kramer still lived, it proved to me that I have had too much influence. The small choices I make change the fate of the world.
No, Andy, no.
Andy, that ain't something you can know. Heinrich Kramer is his own man. He's made his own awful decisions. It's a control fallacy to think you caused what he's done.
It is not a control fallacy, my dear Samuel. My point was that my decision to support Heinrich Kramer had a lingering effect on this world. Like the wings of a butterfly, my actions have consequences for good and ill that cannot be predicted. But even butterflies die to support the natural order. This is not a control fallacy. Samuel, do not mourn me. All things must pass. It is the way of nature, a way that you know well. It is this way that brought you to my door. We have talked much in our time about the value of change and growth. Death is change, my friend. Nothing good can come from my having an eternal existence.
Andy, no.
Now that's Nosferatu thinking if I ever heard it. Nothing good can come from your having an eternal existence. You're doing plenty of good all the time. Think of the people you've helped. Think about Crimson. Think about me.
I did not say that I could do no good, my dear Samuel. I have been honored to be a companion to you, to Crimson, and to so many others. It is the eternal that is incompatible with nature. My thoughts are clear. This is not Nosferatu thinking. I know you look for the best in everyone you meet, Samuel. You see potential where others do not. That is why you seek to rescue me, but I do not need to be rescued. And that is why I am honored to leave the future in your hands. I confess, I did not have hope for Edmund Keene. Rarely can such men be aided, but you persevered. I would not hope to help Heinrich Kramer either, but you dare to hope. I should leave and allow this hope to flourish.
Andy, no.
Andy, pardon my saying so, but that's a load of horse shit. Where's that should statement coming from, huh? Just because you don't see the same potential I do doesn't mean you should leave. That's Distortion City Population Andy.
There are certain shoulds, however, Samuel, that are inevitable for the world to keep turning. The sun should shine, whether we like it or not. We should drink blood, whether we like it or not. And all things should die, whether we like it or not. It is not a cognitive distortion to think so. Please, Samuel, do not make this difficult for me when it need not be. Go, face your bloodfather. I believe you will succeed in turning Heinrich, and that will bring me peace in death.
But, Andy, I don't want you to go.
I know, my dear Samuel, but I must move on, just as you must. I have had my time here. Too much time. Too much blood has been spilled on my account. I have done much to atone for this, but for good or ill, my time must be over. I have a confession, Samuel. Perhaps it will make my decision clearer to you.
Okay.
I am Heinrich's bloodfather.
Oh.
What?
I made him into a vampire. I gave him eternal life. In my hatred for humanity, I empowered him in his dark work. It is my choice that brought the Malleus Maleficarum into existence. My choice that fueled the deaths of so many. The beating of my wings 600 years ago killed your brother, destroyed your family, even caused the death of your princess. I am so sorry, Samuel, but I hope you can understand why I must go. The world does not need my continued influence.
Andy, Caspian's right. No. Andy, no.
There is no cognitive distortion that clouds my thoughts. Only the clarity of seeing the long arc of history formed by my hand.
I don't know what to say, Andy.
Then say nothing, Samuel. Go back downstairs. Live your own life. I have accepted my influence on this world, but that influence is over now. Crimson is now a vampire. She needs me no longer. You are a greater therapist than I. I am at peace. If I may offer a last word of advice, my friend, remember your strength. Approach every client with the same mentality you always have, and it will serve you well.
Wait a minute. Approach every client the same way. I know what Andy needs.
A hug?
Now, I wish to see the sunrise one last time. There is nothing more you can do for me, Samuel.
That's where you're wrong, Andy. I do have something to offer you, and that's compassion. I know you've done some awful things, and that must weigh mighty hard on you. I can imagine the pain you feel at seeing someone like Heinrich Kramer running around reminding you of the vampire you used to be.
I appreciate your empathy more than I can say, Samuel. You are right. It is painful. But my decision is about more than pain. I know my presence is unnatural. My world has died so many times over.
I know it has, Andy. I watched my friends and family die out a few times. You've done it 100 times at least. If you didn't feel that, there'd definitely be something wrong with you. I'd say that pain is more natural than anything. But you don't have to feel that pain alone, Andy. You've made this world a better place so you don't have to.
You are kind, dear Samuel. Too kind to an old relic like myself. But I do not wish to see the history I have created. It is darkness that builds upon itself, regardless of what I do.
Andy, I forgive you. A lot of them decisions you made were terrible ones. Now, that Andy was a hateful asshole, but I feel sorry for him. Nobody who feels content and peaceful does things like that. I'm sure he hated himself as much as you hate him now. I know what it's like to look in the mirror and see a murdering sack of shit. But you're a person, Andy. You got needs, joys, regrets, and sorrows. You're deserving of love. And I love you, man.
Damn it, Samuel. Don't you know crying is dangerous to a vampire? It is fluid we cannot stand to lose.
So, Grey Matter, you're right. I believe that, if you are at peace and you want to go when you want to go, that's, something you should do. But I don't want to see Andy go.
Well, let's go get you something to drink then. Come on, Andy. Let's get back to the darkness.
Hi, Kern. You've come at a very sad time.
Thank you, Samuel. Thank you.
Okay, we got him to step down from the sun.
Whew, what a night. Poor Andy. I think he'll be okay, though. Being human means we're gonna keep making mistakes, but we'll have to accept them and forgive ourselves. I'll keep an eye on Andy before we leave, but he seems pretty eager to help me with Heinrich now. That ought to keep him going. He gave me this here coffin as a gift, and I'll definitely think of him whenever I'm resting in it. Now then, I think I'll do a little reading from my favorite book. Something to inspire me for the challenges ahead. I learned this, at least by my experiment, that if one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with success unexpected in common hours. In proportion as he simplifies his life, the laws of the universe will appear less complex, and solitude will not be solitude, nor poverty poverty, nor weakness weakness.
Instigator, hello.
Yeah, you got it, Henry. I'll just keep walking and everything will turn out okay. Now, time to watch Mo yank Larry's hair out. Oh, there ain't nothing funnier than some good old slapstick violence.
Yeah, we're not going to watch
All
the Three
right.
Stooges because
I think I'm
I
nice and
think it's
relaxed
technically
now. Time
copyright.
for some good rest. The real journeys are still to come.
I'm sorry for anybody who appreciates Three Stooges. Unfortunately, I don't think Twitch would like it very much.
Tonight's the night. Time to hit the dusty trail back home. You ain't gonna take any sunrise strolls, right, Chief?
I am fine now. It was a momentary lapse of self-awareness. I have much to regret, but much to live for as well. I believe that you can turn Heinrich Kramer, Samuel, and I wish to help you as much as I can.
You better, Sugar Blood. You know I can stay if you need me.
No, I cannot hold you or Samuel back. We all must continue on our paths. On my honor, I will continue as well, as I have for the last 3,000 years.
Good for you, Andy.
You are already packed, and I would not see you delay.
I guess this is it then. Last time I'll see this bar for a while.
Immernacht shall not be the same without you, but it will be something new.
Oh, if you're looking for a new snack, there's this fellow who's been roaming around. Name of Kieran.
We have met. I should very much like to know him better. But do not worry for me, Samuel. A vampire is always comfortable with a little quiet. Regardless, I have my cats to snuggle.
Hold up, hold. This whole time you've had cats? Why are you not sharing your cats with us, Andy? The hell?
Now then, let us go outside. I shall see you off.
Well, here we are. Guess this is it.
Samuel, my dear, this is not an ending, but a beginning. Do not think that I have nothing left to teach you. We will speak over the internet. I do not release you from therapy.
Reckon I got plenty of work to do still anyway.
We all do. Now, Crimson, come, embrace me.
Okay, very intimate sounds.
Gosh.
Just do that out in the street. Okay.
I'm gonna miss you, Sugar Blood.
We will see each other again before long. And when we do, I will give your body pleasures that you cannot conceive of. First, I will lick your...
Hey! Stop it. Horny bat. No. Bad Andy. Bad.
There's the American I know so well. Very well. I bid you both an exciting journey. Now get out of here. Tears are unpleasant to our kind.
Oh, Bert doesn't want us to go.
Oh, hey, Bert. You wanted to say something.
I think he wants to see us off.
Go on, my friend. Speak your mind.
You can do it, Bert. I believe in you.
Have fun, mate.
There you go, buddy.
Oh, Bert. You always know what to say.
That's it then. In the past months, I've learned more about myself than I did in the last 2 centuries. I got reasons to hope that I can put my skills to use back home, and that I can help anyone who's ready to be helped. For the first time in my life, I got real friends who can't die, and together, we can be better vampires than we ever were alone. I was lost once. I didn't know what I was put on this earth to do. I didn't know why I died. I didn't know who I was. I may be a vampire, but I can reflect now. Now I know who I am.
And that's it. That's the game. That's the game. Okay. Huh. That's it. Excuse me, terrible lead programmer Cyrus? No, that's labeling. That's labeling. No, bad. Bad, that's labeling. Yeah, I want to see. So Cyrus was actually a lot of people. Interesting. Oh, Bert was him. So okay, neat. And here's all the public domain music. And here's all the public domain film. Oh. Here's the art. See you around, Lord Exile. We got our special thanks, the Wikimedia Foundation. Standard disclaimer there. Sam and Crimson will return in Vampire Therapist 2. Hopefully. Well, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between, we've reached the end of Vampire Therapist. I was very, very worried that that was going to go a different direction with Andy, but I'm glad that we were able to save him in the end. Yeah, like, that was about as good as an ending as we could have gotten, I think. You know, we used everything that we learned, we saved Andy, and we got to say goodbye to all the characters we met along the way. And see, that's the thing, Gray Matter, is that I've been on their Discord now for about 16 hours, because, of course, you know, if the dev says hello to me in chat, I'm going to go to their Discord and say thanks. Apparently, the mindset behind this game was that there are no failure states. That you can fail as much as you want, but it's not like other visual novels where, you know, if you pick the wrong thing, you run out of HP, or if you pick the wrong thing, someone gets hurt or dies. That isn't something this game does. And it's actually it's part of the FAQ on the Discord. So I think either way we would have saved Andy. But it's just something that in the moment I was wondering where they were going to go with it. And that's a good thing when a game is like, oh, are we challenging something here? Are we trying to send a message about peaceful goodbyes? And you know what? I'm glad the way it ended it did, because that gave me a lot to think about. Yeah, no joke. I am very much a hardcore fanboy for these devs now. But yeah, YouTube, if you've watched all the way so far, thank you so much for sitting through 9 videos of this. I do hope you had a lot of fun, and just tell me in the comments who your favorite character was, whether it was Sam, whether it was Edmund, whether it was Drayne, whether it was Isabella, Crimson, Andy, you know, anybody you liked, tell me about it in the comments below. But YouTube, this is where we say goodbye. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you later. Bye, YouTube.